Hey guys, who's here? Anybody here yet? It is Monday night, 6 p.m. when we do the little promo hangout. Talk about what we got coming up. Comment so I know you're here. Hey Nia, my wife is here. She's always so supportive. Hey Andrew. We got Andrew from YouTube. Hey Brandy. I don't think Brandy doesn't miss much. Brandy's on top of things. I'll just put some comments on the screen so you know who I'm talking to. There's my wife. There's Andrew. So tell me about Canadian Thanksgiving, because I don't know anything about it. Is it as, I'll be nice and say complicated as U.S. Thanksgiving, where, you know, there's a lot of people who don't support what it was based on? Or is it you know, completely issue-free holiday? So who else we got? Comment before we get started so I know who's here. We got looks like we got about a dozen people total on the various platforms. So hey Louis. Is it Louis or Luis? One of these times you got to tell me. Hey Kimberly, hey Steven. I'll put the comments on the screen just so we know. There's either Louis or Luis. I would say Luis, but I don't wanna. There's Steven. He's one of the family here. He catches just about everything. Kimberly, Brandy. So before we start actually talking about what we got going on this week, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to talk about. You know, we try to keep these promos pretty short, but we've had some interesting conversations. What else? It's going to be a crazy week for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people. Did I put Brandy's comment up there about Thanksgiving? Just that it's pronounced Stefan. Is that what you're trying to do? Okay. So let's start talking about this week coming up. So tomorrow, I need you guys to help me get the word out about tomorrow. If you haven't already, I need you to share the flyer. I need you to invite people to the event. And then most importantly, I need you to share the live once it's up. That is the number one way that you can help us grow our audience. I know I say this every week, but I can't say it again. As much as we love the core group of people that are with us every week, the whole point of this is to, continue to grow and continue to reach new people with, the issues and things that we talk about and the people that we're introducing. And, so there's really, I don't want to say it's not worth doing, but for us to meet our goals, we got to keep growing every week. What's up, Z? So again, I can't thank enough the people that are regulars every week. There's Z, you guys, right there. You guys saw her as a drop-in guest last week. Wasn't last week's episode a lot of fun? I really enjoyed that. I thought we had a great group of drop-in guests, and I was very, very happy. So anyhow, I need you guys to help me out. I need you to go to the event page for tomorrow, invite your whole friends list, share the flyer, and then once the live video is up, share it. And if you have multiple places, so here's what I keep forgetting. And especially the people that are the core viewers of the show, in addition to sharing it on your public profile, you can also share it to your stories. But what I need people to help me with is share it to some groups, because Facebook's algorithm prioritizes group content, because for all other content, they want you to buy ads. But they won't let us buy ads for this show because of the topics we cover are kind of sensitive. So I've tried. So the best way to get more people to see it is to share it to a group. So for example, you can share it, and not the same thing as starting a watch party, to physically share it to the group. For example, you can share it to the Soul Asylum, what's it called, Moving Backwards Through Time group, or any other group that has to do with music or social issues or politics where you think the audience of that group is people that would be interested in the show. Obviously, we don't want you to just spam people with it if you don't think they're interested, but if there are places where you think their audience fits with our audience, we want to partner with them. So I definitely need you guys' help. Again, the event page for tomorrow, invite as many people as you can. Share the flyer. I haven't seen too many people share the flyer yet. So let's talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow we have our first ever comedian on the show, which I'm really excited about for a host of reasons. But the first of which is that I love stand-up comedy. I am, it's one of my favorite things next to music. I wish that I had that gift. I wish that I could be a stand-up comedian. I don't have that gift, but I'm envious of people that do. So the fact, I always kind of want to know more about it and the nuts and bolts and, you know, what it's like being in that world. So I'm very excited that we have a comedian on the show. Also, this person is a friend of my wife's. So that is another reason for me to be excited. Because obviously my wife is very special to me. So anybody that she recommends, I'm really excited to hang out with. Plus, she's, you know, up and coming, you know, pretty well credentialed in the world of comedy. You know, she was on, whose podcast was she on just before she'll be on ours? Somebody real famous. Maybe Michael Ian Black, somebody like that. Nia probably remembers. But yeah, she's not like a small time nobody. She's been on all the major late night shows and she's hosted some, you know, pretty major shows on different networks and stuff like that. So she's a good guest. And I have absolutely no idea how, you know, what we're going to talk about. I mean, we threw a topic out there as we always do, but you guys know that just because we say this is the topic doesn't mean we ever actually talk about it. I think with the episode we did with Calvin, which is one of my favorites, I don't think we ever like touched on the topic. I think it was just basically like we talked about just whatever came up, and I don't think I got much of a word in, which is, you know, my favorite episodes. So that's tomorrow. And then after that, we have the following 2 parts in our 3-part series featuring Black women politicians. We'll have Representative Jasmine Crockett and Representative Sheila Stubbs. And then after that is the Soul Asylum election party. That's another thing I was going to talk about. So how many people watched the Soul Asylum concert Saturday night? I didn't think I was going to be able to. And then I was. And I'm glad that I did, because I've been having kind of a tough 2020, but last week a bunch of stuff went wrong. And so like I was planning on coming home from work on Saturday and just getting in the bed, and Michael was like, you know, I want you to watch. And so I kind of rearranged my schedule a little bit so that I could watch it live rather than replay. And man, did that help me get out of the little funk that I was in. It was just, I mean, the sound was super clean. The band was super well rehearsed. You could tell they were playing and singing live. You know, there was a great audience. I just liked everything about it. And you can tell, not that everybody in that group isn't an excellent musician, they are, but if you know the dynamics of the personalities, you know that the taskmaster is Michael. He's the one that's kind of like, you know, whipping everybody into shape. And you can tell that he was in rare form whipping everybody into shape. And it really showed through. And I just thought it was a really just great event. I'm glad I got to see it. I think you can still watch it through tonight. Hey, Diane. Hey, Blake. Let's see. Did I put Z's comment up before to show that she was hanging out? There's Blake. There's Diane. So yeah, I'm surprised nobody other than Brandy has commented that they saw it, because I saw a lot of our people there. Oh yeah, Michael was in rare form. And it was just a really well put together event. And from my perspective, it didn't seem like anything went wrong. Like, it's so hard to have a show or a concert or a gig or a session or anything like that where nothing goes wrong. And I'm sure that, there were some hiccups, but it from where I was sitting, you couldn't tell. It seemed like it was flawless. So I really enjoyed that. And I was hoping I'd have time to watch again. I haven't. We put it on the big TV here in the living room. We figured out, I think we just hooked Nia's laptop to the TV with an HDMI cable. We couldn't figure out how to cast it. So, okay. So we talked about tomorrow and what I need you guys to do to help me promote tomorrow. We talked, we just hit a little reminder as far as the next 3 episodes after that, and obviously Soul Asylum. I need to make a decision soon. And when I say me, I mean me in conjunction with Michael and Maya. But since I'm the one talking right now, it's me. As far as what we do for the Tuesday after the election, which is, I'm looking at the calendar, that's going to be the 10th. So, because having somebody on to talk about political stuff could be very different depending on what happens. And you guys know there are a lot of things that could happen on November 3rd besides just a clear winner, So, or they could have a clear winner and that be challenged. So, I mean, there's any number of different things that could happen with the election. And so it's really hard to pick something election-based to happen that day. So then there's the possibility of just going completely unrelated. We've also talked about, whether that would be a good Tuesday to take off, because we do want to take off some Tuesdays between now and the end of the year. Everybody's pretty wore out leading up to this election. So if you guys have suggestions for that Tuesday, we need to figure it out soon. I think after this week's episode, I'm going to follow up with Michael and Maya and just kind of see where they're at and, and figure out what would be. Because the problem is, and I agree, Diane, I was leaning towards something non-political, but the problem is that whatever happens on the 3rd, people are probably going to want to talk about that, whether that's me and Michael might have some things to get off our chest or people in the comments. So it's a hard needle to thread, not knowing what is going to happen and what the world's going to be like, and that so many things could change that quickly. So you guys got suggestions, put them in the comments. Or if you think of something days later, message me. Did you guys see that Maya was featured in a Dallas magazine? I just saw the article and was reading it when the notification popped up for the live, and it looks like it's Voyage Dallas, and they did a nice write-up on Maya and on Be a Possibility. So make sure you share that. I will share it from the official MUSiPOLiTiX page probably tomorrow. I try to make sure I share whatever I share on that page. And by the way, Michael and my wife sometimes also share stuff on the MUSiPOLiTiX page. So just because you see it there doesn't mean it came from me. But I will try. When I share stuff on there, it's usually in the middle of the day. I try to round up all the stuff from the previous day and then share it in the middle of the day, so most people will see it. So I'll share that article, but make sure you share it. Obviously, we're going to go hang out with Maya for Monday Moment with Maya at 8:30. Roderick Swift is here. I will be a guest on his podcast tomorrow morning. So I need, if you can, in the comments, Roderick, let me know where I can tell people to go and watch that. It's called Musician Matters. So I'm sure if you search Facebook for that, it will come up. But that's going to be 9 a.m. my time, 11 p.m. Pacific, if I understand correctly. No, do I have that right? I mean, Roderick, put all the information there and let me know what time it is in Central Time, because that's, our show is based in Central Time. So that's what I want to put out there for our followers. So if it's 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. Pacific, right? Let me see if I can find a flyer on Roderick's page, and I can throw that up there, because I would love it if you guys would come and hang out there with us. I know in the middle of the day. So it's 11 a.m. Pacific time. And so what is that? What is that Central time? 11 a.m. Pacific. That's later, right? Okay. So it's 1 p.m. Central. So I will share it as long as it's something that can be shared. I don't know what format he uses, but I'm assuming it's going to be live on Facebook. So I will share it via the MUSiPOLiTiX page and my personal Facebook. So anybody who's free at 1 p.m. tomorrow, if you can join us. I don't know exactly what we're talking about. I know it has to do with how this pandemic has affected musicians. Okay, there we get the official word from Roderick. And if you can, throw up the link of where people can go to find that. I'm looking forward to that. It's one of the great things that's come out of both the pandemic as well as MUSiPOLiTiX is I've gotten to be a guest on a lot more platforms. Nobody's ever asked me before. You know, for years of doing music, and now suddenly people want to, you know, I don't know if they want to hear what I think necessarily, but they want to put my face up there at least. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Roderick's been a great supporter of our show as well. He always shares our lives, which I appreciate. Again, that's the #1 thing you can do to any platform that's on social media that you want to help. Is when we go live, share the live. When Maya goes live tonight, in fact, let's do this. Everybody tonight, when Maya goes live tonight at 8:30, 8:35, let's make sure we share it to our personal profiles, to our, what's it called? The thing that you like watch. Why am I blanking on it? Not stream, not timeline. It's a thing. What in the world is the thing called? I never watch it, but it's not stream. I know I'm old. Story. So when Maya goes live tonight at 8:30-ish, let's share it to our personal profiles. Let's share it to our stories. And then let's share it to any pages or groups that we moderate or administer or post to that we think might be relevant. Let's see how much that helps get her viewership up for Monday Moment with Maya. And then do the same thing if you watch Musician Matters tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. And then please, when we are up for MUSiPOLiTiX every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, please share the live to as many places as you can. We need to, again, like I said before, this is important stuff that we talk about, and the goal of doing it is to reach a new audience. Speaking of Maya, there she is right now. I was just talking about the write-up that I just happened to see right before going live in Voyage, Dallas. And everybody from here, of course, is going to be hanging out at Monday Moment with Maya a little bit later. See, I'm already over time, Kimberly. That's the thing. My goal is to keep these to 15 minutes. But when I actually get people here to hang out and talk back to me, sometimes they go over 15 minutes. We had one that was almost an hour that ended in an argument about pizza. Oh, Tiffany's store is having a sale. Oh, we definitely need to support that. So a lot of our regular viewers weren't with us when Tiffany had an episode. So we should probably go back and bring her on as a repeat guest pretty soon. But I think most of our regular viewers were with us by my birthday episode, and she was one of the guest drop-ins for that. Tiffany's one of my favorite people. She's brilliant. She's a sweetheart. She's has a lot of great comments and a lot of content and a lot of great art. So we definitely want to support her. I'm going to post the link to her store real quick. If you don't have any merch from her, it's beautiful stuff. Come on. I'm wearing one of her shirts right now. And that's because I did a video earlier for my glasses group unboxing some new glasses, and so I bought this shirt from her. Let's see here. Let's put that up. So, and not if you do buy some of her merch, make sure you post a picture in the MUSiPOLiTiX group and tag her so she sees it. Hey, Todd. For those who don't know, Todd is a great musician and a great friend of mine. He was in my wedding. He's also part of the MUSiPOLiTiX family. He's with us almost every week. Look him up. We all know the beautiful Miss Kim Bland. We love Kim. She is one of the reasons why we get to do this, because she keeps Michael and myself encouraged, and Lord knows we need it. Yes, let me see if I can find that picture real quick, and I can even throw that up, because you posted that in the group. I'm still learning all this fancy technology. I think this is Diane's. Let's see here. How to share screen. What's up, Kevin Stansel? I'm gonna throw his comment up there as soon as I put this mug up there. So there you have. That's Diane's mug from. No, it's a MUSiPOLiTiX mug. I am screwing this all up. I swear she posted a picture of the mug. Anyhow, she's got to be a possibility mug as well. Moving on. Nia's here. So this is one of the greatest bass players currently on the West Coast, but from the East Coast. And he's been very supportive, good friend of mine. And I look forward to doing something with him in the future. What else we got here? Maya loves us. So again, just to recap, so tomorrow night we got comedian Abbi Crutchfield with Michael and myself. Then we got 2 weeks with featuring the Black women politicians, the second 2 installments in that series. And then we got the November 3rd election night party with Soul Asylum. So that's what's going to get us through November. I know it's tough. I know that 2020 has been rough on all of us. Lord knows it's been hard on me. But those episodes will get us through to November 3rd. And then we'll see where the country is at after November 3rd. So again, make sure that when we go live, tomorrow morning, I'll be on Musician Matters. Tonight, make sure you go support Maya at 8:30 on Be a Possibility. Obviously, the show is tomorrow night. Anything else we haven't covered yet? Are you talking about our guest or your guest? Because Maya's got a new podcast episode out too, I think, and I don't think I'm caught up now. I was caught up, and now I'm not. So, okay. As usual, I've gone over time, but we've covered all the things. So everybody here, make sure you go over to Be a Possibility. I did. Did you get a chance to watch it, Maya? I'm sure Diane was there, and I know Brandy was there. It was really good, and I am a fan of Soul Asylum because of Michael. It's that, I was familiar with them before, but it's not a normal genre of music for me. But when I learned that my favorite drummer was a part of them, I'm like, well, I gotta, get more into this band. And so I grew to like them and be a fan of them because of Michael. But they also have great musicianship and great songwriting. But I just thought it was so well put together. I mean, the sound was, live stream concerts are really hard to do. And the sound was impeccable. The camera work was great. Dave did a good job interacting with the audience, even though there was no audience there, which is a really hard thing to do. I sent it to a couple drummer friends. Like, look, this is an example of how recorded drums should sound on a live stream. Like, I thought it was great across the board. And I was having a pretty tough weekend, and it cheered me up a little because it went so well and it sounded great. And I was very happy for Michael. And Ryan and Jeremy took the words right out of my mouth. Brandy, just as I was about to say their name, she posted that. We can show them a little love before I log off, because I specifically appreciate those guys individually. Jeremy is probably the person in the band I know the most well, besides Michael, because Jeremy's been the engineer on some sessions that I've done. He's from Wisconsin, so we have a lot in common. When I've hung out with Soul Asylum, he was probably the person I talked to the most besides Michael. Ryan, I don't know him as well. He seems like a pretty quiet guy in comparison to the rest of the band, but I appreciate, first of all, his musicianship, because Ryan can play. Ryan can flat out play. Like, he is one of those guitar players that just picks up a guitar and does stuff you wish you could do. And then he seems like a very easygoing, easy to get along with person, which is rare among musicians, especially really good musicians. Most really good musicians are difficult to get along with. See, that's my impression as well. So I'm glad to know that that's an accurate impression. I've not seen that. He's been the quiet one, but when I've never seen Ryan outside of Soul Asylum. So when I've seen Ryan, he's been surrounded by Michael, Jeremy, and Dave. And I think it's pretty easy to be the quiet one next to Michael and Dave particularly. But, Jeremy's not gonna, he's not a wilting flower. So, yeah. So what's your homework for tomorrow, guys? Because I really want to have a great show tomorrow. Don't forget, share the flyer, invite people to the event. And then once we go live, share the live to as many places as you can. I want to have a great audience for Abbi. I'm excited to have a comedian. Here's how I want it to go. And we've proven that this can happen. I want it to go so well for Abbi that she will reach out to her other comedian friends and say, you guys need to be on this show. Because that's what's happened with some of our political people. And it's happened with some of our music people. So, heck, I keep on saying that's how we found Maya, who's been invaluable, as she was in the comments on Tiffany's show. So it can happen. So I really want a nice, warm welcome, a strong audience, for Abbi tomorrow. And I'm counting on you guys to help me, because if I do too much sharing, then Facebook flags me as spam. So this is a great question. Why is it that good musicians are hard to get along with? Anybody want to throw an answer out there before I try? Because we can, and that might be a good question to ask on the show the next time that we have a musician guest, because I'm sure Michael has an opinion as well. I've found a few different things. While we're waiting to see if anybody else. To be good at music, you have to be confident in what you're playing, and what you're playing has to have some level of originality. Like, there are good musicians that all they do is copy somebody else, but that's only going to get you so far. You have to be able to bring something of your own to the table. And so what you have is people that are used to creating things and that have to have confidence about what they're creating. So a lot of times you have a lot of ego and you have a lot of strong opinions, and you have people that aren't used to, especially if you're a particularly good musician, because not all of us that are good musicians have the privilege of being around other good musicians, especially if you don't live in a music city like New York or Los Angeles. And so a lot of times if you're a really good musician, you're around people that just do it for a hobby, or, don't take it as seriously. And so it opens the door for a lot of confrontation. And so I think there's an element of musicianship that's just people are accustomed to confrontation, because music is in some ways about getting your idea out. And especially, again, you have people that are used to having to show off how good they are. They're not used to working together or playing as a team, and so it's more about, I want to show you that I can play. Now, one thing that I can say about Soul Asylum is that when, Dave and Michael have recruited for that band, they have used a similar theory that when I've recruited for tours or even for my church, which is, I'm not looking for the best musicians. I'm looking for people that can get along and play together. And a lot of times that means not hiring the best musicians. I was just telling somebody earlier today, since I've been at my current church, I've had to fire 2 musicians just because of their attitude. And they were better musicians than the guy that replaced them. But the guy that replaced them has a great attitude. I would much rather have the musician who's not as good or not as flashy or not as, and I think that's, definitely the case with the people that are in Soul Asylum. I mean, Jeremy's just an easyggoing dude, and he'll do whatever's asked of him. You need to play guitar, you need to play bass, you need to engineer. He's not looking for shine, And there may be other musicians that are better than him, but they don't have that workability. So we've had some comments. I'm going to throw them up there. Maya says they may live in their own heads. That's definitely true. I mean, most musicians, and this may or may not be what you mean. I'm taking it literally when I say most musicians, all they're thinking about is music a lot of the time. And so you're not even really processing what's going on outside of it. Diane says all the good ones I met have been very nice. That's very true, Brandy. Now, Todd's a great musician, and he's one of the easiest people to get along with that I know. But I think Todd can also speak for the fact that musicians in general are not always that easy to get along with, because Todd and I have been in some situations together with musicians that are not as easy to get along with. So, but you've had quite a list of celebrities there, Diane. So, okay, that was a great little sub discussion, and I hope, Kimberly, that you will post that question the next time we have a musician on the show, so that we can actually discuss it on the show, because I think it's worth digging into deeper. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight before we head over to Be a Possibility at 8:30? Again, make sure that you join us there, and then tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. on Musician Matters, and then obviously tomorrow night's the show. So I always enjoy doing these promos because it's a nice little way to hang out with, the people that are familiar faces from the show. And especially in these, pandemic days of not doing a lot of socializing, this is, big part of my social life right here, and everybody that's with us here. So, okay. Unless anybody else has any other questions or anything else that we should talk about, I am probably going to end the promo. I'm just giving it a minute to see. Sometimes the comments are a little delayed in coming through. Please do your homework. Share the promo, share the flyer, invite your friends to the event, share the live once it's up, and share not just to your personal profile, but to your story and to groups. I will do as much of that as Facebook allows, but again, Facebook loves to be on my back, so I will. I'm counting on you guys to do it for me. I'm gonna thank you guys again for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you, Diane, Todd, Kimberly, Brandy, Maya, Kevin, Stephen was here, Kim was here, Priscilla, Andrew, Chris, Blake, Z. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, we'll see later on. But I hope to see you guys all at 8:30 over on Be a Possibility. Well, actually, no, I keep saying Be a Possibility, but it's actually the Maya Winston page. Let me put that in the comments. So that everybody knows where to go at 8. Is it 8:30, 8:35? I have my alarm set for 8:30 so that I don't miss it, because I want to be sitting in front of the computer so I can share the live. Hey, Jesse. Jesse's here. So here's where we go at 8:30. Be a Possibility with Maya. And I will see you guys over there. Maya's not long-winded like me and Michael. It's usually only about 15 minutes. And then we have the rest of the night off. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for Musician Matters. And I expect to see you tomorrow for our show. Love you guys much. Thanks for watching.